Hi everyone, welcome to Three Cups Tarot, readings to uplift the collective, and we're going to do guidance for this week with a pick a card reading. So if you already know that you're attracted to one of the crystals here, we have blue chalcedony in reading 1, and we have this card. Flip it in a second. We also have our we're gonna do 4 readings. We also have Angelite here with reading 2. Then we have Botswana agate in reading 3. And I'm gonna put Amethyst into reading 4. So if you're already attracted to one of the readings by the crystals, you can already navigate to your message there. Just a short 5 to 7 minute message for guidance on the week that you find this. But if you want a little more imagery, I'm going to flip the cards now. So reading 1 has the courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. Reading 2 has fall into my arms, surrender, holding opposites, extremes of life. Reading 3 has weight of the world, boundaries, let it go, it's not yours to carry. Those cards are a little big. And reading 4 has water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. So take a moment and give yourself time to kind of like zone in and see which card you might be feeling more attracted to, having a reaction, like a positive reaction or curious reaction towards, or if you catch yourself maybe just staring at one of the words or one of the images a little bit more than the others. I feel like those are usually indicators, at least for me, of my intuition drawing me to a certain area, but everyone has their own language, so you can kind of determine what your language of intuition is and how you're going to be drawn to these cards. And I'll see you ahead in your messages that you pick. Hello, reading one. So, this is your message for this week, relevant whenever you find it. And you were drawn to the blue chalcedony crystal, which is all about community and working together harmoniously, especially to accomplish a particular goal. And then you were also drawn to the courageous peony card, which says multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. And coming in the context with the blue chalcedony, the idea of community, I really see this as a message for you to reveal things that you have been socialized to hide away, to be ashamed of, because now you have a community that's ready to catch you, to support you, and to honor those things that you were previously hiding away. You don't have to hide anymore, is the main message coming through right now. So if there's like new people you're connecting with or a story that you feel compelled to tell, I just got an image of like somebody entering like a writing or a poetry open mic and sharing your story that way, connecting with others who will understand. That's really your beautiful opportunity coming for you this week, whether you see an advertisement or you finish that poem or you actually go to that poetry night. For example, it could be anything on it, obviously, but that opportunity to let yourself be seen by a supportive community is what's coming through. And then I also wrote down some channeled messages just to see if this helps anyone. They're all over the place, and I don't know if it'll start making sense once we pull tarot cards, but I'll just read them out, and if it resonates with you, then interpret that how it's meaningful to you. These may just be signs for people. So first got angel dust. I don't know what that is, but it just felt like something that someone might encounter in a store. Like I got the image of someone buying a gift for a child, and there was like a little jar of angel dust, like little sparklies. That might come in as meaningful to you throughout the week. The number 4 came in, so you might see 4s come up and like guide you to certain things. The word titan or titanium, not really sure how to interpret that. I know there's a song called Titanium, right, about like strengthening yourself, so that could definitely be meaningful. But also if you're like making a decision over materials, that could be meaningful. And then I saw an image of a black and white picture. So if you're you might like encounter like an old family photo or some kind of black and white picture that might even like spark a past life memory for you. It becomes meaningful in some way. And then I got the phrase cross the terminal, and it felt like the message of like try something out of your norm. Cross the terminal from like your typical commute, for example, and it was looking like a like train tracks, like a rail train station type of terminal. There's something that you've been passing by on your everyday route that is actually pretty key for you, probably in the sense of connecting to a community. So for example, if you cross the terminal and you just check out what's on the other side from your regular route, maybe you'll see that there's a coffee shop there that does open mics, for example, and that's where you start to connect with your community. I also saw the image of like a mother holding a child's hand, and there was luggage. It gave me like 6 of Swords energy, kind of like leaving a difficult situation and moving on to something safer and more stable. Having the courage to make that move. So I felt that for some people you're in the situation of not only protecting yourself but others that depend on you, like a child. And I saw a golden retriever. So this could be a sign to you as you're like finding a safe harbor, but it could also be a a loved pet on the other side coming through. It had like a red collar on it. And then the last message I got was more of a sensation. You know when you're out in the cold and your skin feels so cold it's almost numb, and then you go inside and you put on a warm blanket and it's kind of like it almost feels like your skin is thawing, and it's just like this sense of relief, like, okay, this is a safe space, I made it. You make it to that safe place out from the cold. It felt like a very intense, almost like a survival situation, but you do get to that warm, safe spot in the end. Yeah, so would love to hear how that's meaningful to people. They just kind of come in as they come in, and I don't always know how to piece them together fully, but hopefully that helped you kind of piece together your own message. So can we have more guidance for group number 1 on their week? Anything they might encounter or any messages to help them navigate what they might encounter. 6 of Wands in reverse, the Chariot, and the 3 of Wands in reverse. So this is a major moment on your life path, I feel, with the Chariot. The direction ahead is kind of set by what you do right now. Everything with the 2 reverse cards here is very internalized right now. So with the 6 of Wands reverse, the 6 of Wands is considered like a success card. So the question here is like, turn to your inner guidance towards what fulfills you, what feels like success to you by your own inner guidance, not by any external measurement. With the 3 of Wands reversed here, 3 of Wands communicates about opportunities, and so I see this as you making your own opportunity for yourself. So what is the end point of success? What is the goal, the output for you and only you, defined by you, by your inner voice, your inner guidance? And what is the opportunity that you are going to create for yourself to get there? So however that's coming through, if we keep going back to the idea of letting yourself be seen, sharing your story, it all starts with you taking that step to direct. It's like you're giving directions to the GPS right now. So I get the sense that maybe you've been waiting for the universe to push you in a certain direction. The universe is waiting for you to plug in the coordinates, the destination. Yeah, that's your message for the week. I hope that helped you in whatever you're encountering this week. I want to actually send you off with a couple more just very brief cards for empowerment. So you have cleanse. So I take this as it's okay to let go of things that are going to be too heavy for you to carry on this journey. In fact, you will have to do that so that you can travel lighter. Then you get, I am part of the harmonious whole, as we all are. That message of community again. And then you get lifetime after lifetime, I am a shining spirit of beautiful light. Don't forget to shine your light. Let yourself be seen, because it's going to warm others and it's going to fulfill you to be able to do that as a part of this community that you're connected with. So thank you for viewing the video. Thank you for any likes, shares, subscribes, and comments. And if you're drawn to another message in the pick a card section, I will see you in that reading. And if not, I hope to see you next time. Hi, reading 2. So you were drawn to the Angelite stone and the card Fall Into My Arms, Surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. And before I started the reading, I heard the message, you are a beautiful soul who needs support. So that is your main message for this week, that it feels like a sense of you're trying to do it all and you're a little hard on yourself, that you might need support. Your reassurance is you are a beautiful soul who needs support. And it's nothing, there's no shame in that. There's nothing wrong with that. It just is what it is. And that's really your main message for the week. But let's get some more cards to elaborate on that starting message. So what can I... Oh, okay. Your card flew out. You actually have 2 here. So you have Moon Shroom, Healing Old Brain Patterns 2, number 2, and Pink Fruit. Realizing Your Dreams, number 31. So with Healing Old Brain Patterns, and there's your full moon in Libra, so really timely that this is your message for right now. That message that you are a beautiful soul who needs support, I feel like there's some external professional help to be had here. Reaching out to your resources and just getting a starting point for addressing anything that you might be dealing with that you feel maybe frustrated by, but you're trying to rationalize it to yourself or normalize it to yourself. So for example, maybe you have struggled with something and you kind of just learn to deal with it. An example can be like, maybe say you struggle with being around a lot of noise, for example, but your workplace is pretty noisy. Maybe you work in a sports arena, and so it's just part of the job, and so you just kind of make it work. The message for that would be like, actually, it's time to acknowledge that you need some support. It's not really working for you, even though you've done well to like mask the symptoms and like kind of willpower through them. If you want to get to the point where you're really supporting yourself to thrive and realize your dreams, it does entail acknowledging that you need support and then meeting your needs as well. And I did feel clearly that this means reaching out to people with expertise, people who can connect you to the right resources. And it's not really a self-help situation. It's more about connecting to the professionals for you. Okay, so I want to pull in some tarot cards and see what that gives us. So what can our reading 2 group be guided by this week as they are supporting themselves, seeking support, acknowledging the support that will help them to thrive and realize their dreams, reach beyond what they think they're capable of right now. So you have 4 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords in reverse. So this is coming in as advice. Invest in yourself, acknowledge your emotions, don't suppress them, don't gaslight yourself, essentially. Don't rationalize your emotions. Your emotions need to stay emotions and not turn into thoughts or rationalizations. Yeah, there is something that you deep down, you feel that you're struggling and you need help with. Honor that. let it exist. Let it be known. It's trying to make itself known to you. And you've been trying to blind yourself mentally through what you're feeling. And it's worked up to now. But now's a good time to invest in yourself, in the professional help, wherever this is landing for you. And I'm going to leave it there for your message. That's your message for this week. Thank you for viewing, and I hope it helped you. Thank you also for any likes, shares, subscribes, and comments. If you were drawn to another card in the Pick a Card section, I'll see you there. And if not, I will hope to see you next time. Hi, reading 3. So you were drawn to the Botswana agate stone, which in its spiritual meaning promotes emotional and physical healing and also helps with confidence building. And you were also drawn to the weight of the world card, boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. I think this image is so beautiful and so interesting. You see like the figure representing you kind of in between two worlds, the air and the water, and kind of playing with the weight, the gravity in between the two. The first message this hit me with was that just as like some areas on Earth have different experiences of gravity than others. For example, in water, we feel more of that weightlessness. It's the same with kind of the emotional and the spiritual aspects to life, that some areas hold less gravity, less weight than others, and to get yourself to those areas. And when I say areas, I mean it could be like physical atmospheres, your environment. So say your workplace is very heavy with the weight of the world, but your room in your home is very light. So spending more time in those light areas is going to help you a lot. And the other, if it's not, the physical environment could definitely help, but it could also be like a state of mind. And so getting yourself from that heavy state of mind where it feels like the weight of the world is all around you, and towards the lighter, the more free state of mind, more often every day is what I'm feeling is what's your main message for this week. And just to remind you that it's not yours to carry. The world will be just fine if you let go of that worry. Your guides are just more concerned about you. I feel like there's a sense of responsibility that you need to carry this concern, kind of like feeling like all the bricks will crumble, all the dominoes will fall if you don't keep it together. That's why it's hard for you to let go. They're saying it's not that kind of element. That's not how this works. Actually, things will stand better when you let it go and you can take care of yourself first. Okay, so I also wrote down some channeled phrases. So these might be specific signs for people. Just take what resonates, and no need to make fit what doesn't. But I got potted daisies first, and daisies came up recently in another reading. So if you're returning and you see this again, this is definitely for you, that daisies are a sign for you that your guides are sending you. I also got this phrase skin deep, and I saw like skin and kind of like it's kind of how I think of like having thick skin or thin skin, and kind of like this phrase that like a wound, the wound is only skin deep, like you can heal from this and it's not going to alter who you are. And just to think of the weight of what you're going through in that way, that it's some pressure on you for the moment, like say on your skin, but it doesn't pierce into your soul. It's something like transitory that you will heal from. And then I also got the images with this after the skin of like gold jewelry, specifically like the puncturing type, so like gold earrings or like nose ring, lip rings, something like that, something where there's puncture. And then I also got solar plexus, so if you have like a belly button ring or something like that, that would be calling you forward. So there's something about that gold that's very like protective for you energetically. And so if you don't wear gold jewelry and you're considering it, like this is definitely your sign to go ahead with that. There's something kind of like that's grounding and anchoring and cleansing with the energy for you. And then I asked for 2 specific phrases, and so these are the 2 that your guides want you to carry with you in this week. First, stay true to who you are. So you might encounter a situation where you feel like you're giving up your values or your beliefs or who you are to fulfill some other person's goal or maybe your institution's goal, something like that. Your guidance is to stay true to who you are. And then I got like a follow-up phrase of they will always want to win. So it's a little bit of a situation if you feel like you're holding out for somebody to change or for them to show like the best of who they are, and they do, there's still this underlying current of they're motivated by winning, and that's not going to change, at least in this situation. In this situation, they're always going to want to win in some way. So if that helps you put up your boundaries and protect yourself in some way, or help you let go of the situation, that's your guidance. So I can really feel the weight of whatever it is you're going through with those additional messages coming in. I was also guided to get one of these Happy Tales cards. I think this is meant to give you some more like positive sense of who to connect with or energies to embrace. So you're getting first Pug, docile, delightful, silly, and you might also encounter a pug, and that would definitely be like a little wink from the universe, from your guides if you see a pug. Let me read you the description from the author's book. So Pug says, "Mutt with a mischievous grin, bring in the silly when times get rough. The mighty pug is a lot in a little. Their big faces give them human-like expressions, and they used to be symbols for a secret society, but maybe no one could take them seriously. Call on the docile and delightful dog energy of the pug to enjoy the silly moments of life." That's so cute. So part of your advice to let go of this weight of the world is to like embrace your silly side, do silly fun things, embrace that energy of the pug, to let yourself feel that weightlessness, the lightness, laughing and playing and like being outside, running around. If you don't run, maybe you could bike, swimming, of course, here, playing games. These are going to lighten your heart. This is going to help you in a like counterintuitive way actually build boundaries over whatever's bringing you down, because it's almost like your laughter, your smile is your gate, your boundary for this heaviness. If you understand what I mean, like that's your recommendation coming in. Okay, so yeah, since we're going with some outdoor energy, we're gonna take some tarot cards from the Tarot for the Great Outdoors. So what can our reading 3 be guided by this week, as they go about letting go the weight of the world, building up positive energetic boundaries for themselves. The Emperor in reverse, Two of Sticks, and the Six of Stones in reverse. So with the Emperor reverse, there's definitely, I take this often as an institution or a figure of authority that is not playing fair, not delivering as they should to you. You're not getting an equal reciprocal relationship out of this. I do take this as like I said, institutions of authority or authority figures, but less so specific people, but more it's like, in your case, I'm feeling like a culture, like a very kind of like rat race, dog eat dog kind of culture around you that's weighing you down. With the Two of Sticks, you see with the map here, the message here is like, it's kind of like, let's explore better possibilities. Let's explore different pathways from what is. And I think that's what, remember your message about stay true to who you are. I feel like that's really ringing true with the Two of Sticks. Stay true to who you are, because it will guide you to the next path that's best for you. With the Six of Stones in reverse, it's often about assistance and helping. I'm getting the message here because I'm really also drawn to this like do not sign. Like, like take care of yourself first and don't occupy yourself with helping others. Yeah, there's a sense of like, it's making me think of that they will always want to win phrase that came in also. And it's not going to be reciprocated. It won't even be appreciated in the way that you hope. So just take care of yourself for now and don't let people kind of take advantage of your good nature, because this is creating more weight for you. Not only are you taking on the weight of other people's problems, but it's going to give you more like residual weight of the frustration that you were taken kind of advantage of in this situation. How about a couple final oracle cards to send you off with a, actually pause the video if you need to, because let's do a question answer. So you can pause the video now, think of a question that you want to ask. If you have no question, then I'll just read these final cards for interpretation as well. But if you want to ask a question, pause it now because I'm about to draw a card. Okay, I see two. There are no problems that do not have a solution. There are no questions without answers. And I am not restricted by my limiting beliefs. So I feel very much like the solution here is beyond what your surrounding environment is framing as the answer, and you have a sense of what the possibilities actually are. You have a sense of how to get beyond limitations, limiting beliefs. So this is really reinforcing that message of stick to your inner guidance, because you have solutions that other people don't see. I'm going to finish off with another card. This is still an answer to your question. Serenity, and I think this is lavender. So look out for lavender too. And also I would say like maybe consider some scent therapies, like keep some lavender essential oil around to kind of like fill your space and create like I was saying before, like and more energetically light, weightless type of environment for yourself. So scent can really do that for you. So that is the end of your message for this week. I'm wishing you the best week, and thank you for watching. Thank you always for any like, share, subscribes, and comments. If you're drawn to another card in that pick a card section, I'll see you there. And if not, I will see you in the next reading. Hi, reading 4. So you were drawn to the Amethyst crystal, and water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. And I was tuning into your energy collectively, those who picked this pile, and it was just like the most beautiful energy, and I really appreciated it, and I feel like that's in store for you, this like relaxing, nourishing kind of moments, and I think it really kind of is fitting to some of the specific symbols and phrases that came in your channeled messages. So the first thing I got was destination, and so I really felt like being pulled to a point on a map. I was being shown my upcoming travel plans, kind of my first landing point. So if you have upcoming travel plans and you're like looking at that map, that first landing point, I feel like the message here is that if there's any anxiety over this travel, the message is like, there's the word destined in here, right? In your destination, like this destination is destined. This is not off your plan or off your path. This is on your path. So embrace every moment of it. It's not like you're taking time out from life if you feel that way, if it's a vacation. This is a key part of your life path, this vacation, which is wonderful to hear, right? I don't always think of vacations that way, but that's coming in for you. And then I just got specifically the location of Iceland, so I don't know if you're considering going there, but also Icelandic. So there might be some kind of language connection that's meaningful to you here. So when I channel these messages, not all of them will resonate for everyone. Some of them are like specific signs. So if you see something and you feel in your soul like, oh, that resonates with me, that's my message, then take that and interpret it as you need in your life. But if nothing really stands out to you, then don't try to make it fit. But often when I'll get down to this specific phrases that I heard, I feel like those tend to be like useful for multiple people, whether you see your symbols here or not. And it always informs the more general message that I'll be reading next in your cards. Next I saw peach yogurt, it was like a child-sized peach yogurt, like the Yoplait. And so like more broadly, this is about child snacks and like going back to your favorite snacks and enjoying them, and not like growing out of them. Like if say peach yogurt was your favorite and you go back and you get yourself peach yogurt and you like open the box, you're going to have that same feeling of joy and anticipation as when you were a child. And those things are very nourishing. They're very healing. And of course, you're taking care of your body by eating well. And so, don't neglect those little things. Like, the little things really came through in your reading, like enjoying the peace of those little moments. And you can create them for yourself by something as simple as getting your favorite childhood snack. That was connected to this vision of a beach picnic. So being by the water, of course you have water here already coming in as your recommendation. If you're planning to have a beach picnic, I'm also feeling the sense of a little bit of a disappointment, oh, maybe you can only afford to take your family to a beach picnic this year as your vacation. Your guides are asking you to kind of reframe that thought, because actually the beach picnic is the destined vacation, and there's actually more beautiful moments and memories that are going to come from this beach picnic, even if it just feels very like basic or mundane kind of vacation. Like maybe you wanted to, if you have kids, like bring them to something more memorable or elaborate. This is actually going to be more memorable than, like, say, bringing them to Disneyland or whatever. And it's mostly because you're going to be more relaxed and more present in this kind of peaceful environment where you're not stressing about finances or having the perfect vacation. So if you're not going to a beach picnic, like translate that as you will. I feel like that's a key message for everyone in this group, that those like everyday subtle mundane things can also be your destiny. And it's not just like the big high energy points or the novel experiences. It's those everyday things that also create, they shape the soul and the souls that you're taking care of too, if you have people depending on you. And then when I asked for a specific phrase, the only one that came in was just very simply happy heart. And I really see this as a recommendation for you to just make your heart happy, whatever that takes, like whatever that looks like for you. And as I put quotation marks around it, I realized that some people might hear this phrase, and that will just be like a reminder to you from your guides. Like I see, for example, like a child's sticker of a heart that's smiling, and the child says "Happy Heart," something like that. Really getting the children vibes here strong. But if you don't have children, it's just calling you to embrace your inner child, or the childlike kind of way of looking into the world, to nourish yourself, to water your garden. Okay, so I want to get one more oracle card, feeling drawn to this sacred medicine, and then we're going to pull some tarot cards too. Ooh, 21 wind change. This is interesting. So you have water here. And what I'm feeling from this card, I think I didn't really go into it much yet, is that it feels like a spa day. It feels like very intentional, going to an environment that you know, that you always resonate well with, and spending time there. And it's like you're soaking up the energies that you're guaranteed to have a good energetic experience here. And so the water is very emphasized here, and gardens, of course, too. And then here, wind is emphasized. And I feel this figure going upward, being lifted, like ascending. So I feel the message here that when you take care of your body and you nourish it, your spirit ascends. And the change that you're seeking is more capable of happening in that set of circumstances. So you taking care of your body has a direct connection to ascending to those next steps on your life path that you are anticipating, that you're looking forward to. It might be a situation of you're kind of waiting for it to happen, or you feel like it's over a fence that you just can't, it's like an obstacle you can't get past. This is what the obstacle is. It's your own body needs care, rest, and tenderness from you to release your soul to be able to overcome the obstacle and get to the next step. So, I mean, that's good news, right? It's all within your control in that way, but it means letting go of control or organizing your life in a way that that benefits your body first. So you might have to step back from the work, the grind a bit. So we're going to use the Tarot of the Divine for your message. What can reading 4 be guided by this week as they're nourishing their body, tending to themselves, and letting the winds of change carry them to their next step? Okay, so you are getting the Fool. Wonderful. This is very much like fresh energy, looking out on the horizon, starting new, and you have your beach there. The Hermit in reverse, ready to get out of your contemplative state. And the Hangman in reverse, yeah, kind of emphasizing that message of getting out of your unmoving state. You might have even felt that this was so extreme that you felt stuck, and you're bursting out of that with the full. I really see this as a sequence. Take care of your body, let your soul free that way, and then you're ready right away to start on your new path and get unstuck, get out of this reflective kind of inward working period in your life. I'm not seeing what's next. I'm only just seeing like that you're breaking free energetically. And I feel like that's the key message for you this week, that when you take care of yourself, you can break free. I want to give you a couple cards to ask a question. So if you want to ask a question, pause the video now so you can think of it. And I'm going to pull 2 cards in answer. So if you haven't got your question yet, pause now because I have your card. So your first answer is: the work I do on myself is not a goal, it is a process, a lifetime process. I choose to enjoy the process. Amazing, right? Just it's kind of like a nice little affirmation package of what we just went through in the past 10 minutes. The work you do on yourself, but also I think it adds more depth. It's not a goal just to like, okay, I checked this off my list, I went to my spa day. It's more of a process that you show up for yourself time and time again, day after day, as a process, but also that you enjoy the process of taking care of yourself. There's a little bit of an underlying sense of like normalizing neglecting the self, that this is counteracting. This message wants you to counteract that normalized sense of self-neglect that you might be practicing. I'm going to pull one more card to assist with this answer, and you got 2. So you got power and manifestation. Yeah, this is going to give you the power to manifest that next stage in your life. I think nothing else needs to be said, but also look to these: the tiger, the bee, the honeysuckle, and the honeycomb as signs that may appear in your week. So wishing you the best on that week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for any likes, shares, subscribes, and comments. And if you're drawn to another card in the pick a card section, I will see you there. And if not, hope to see you next time.